Good morning, YouTube. Back again with another Random Ramblings of Philip Wilkerson. I'm here all the way in Lexington for a college visit, but I still want to be consistent with my ramblings, so I'm pumping this one out every Monday. And I had a really good Easter weekend. I hope everyone else did. If you're practicing, I hope that practicing Christianity, I hope that you really invoke the Spirit of Christ over the weekend and enjoyed the church service or whatever mass that you went to. I went to Emmanuel Episcopal Church in Alexandria and caught up with Father Chuck. He was the priest who married Maggie and I, and he's really a really good connection. Helps fulfill, not say helps fulfill me, but helps convey the message of Christ when I hear him, speak. And it was good to see him and just feel connected to Jesus and Christ and God over the weekend. This weekend, I also had the opportunity to go to the Wizards playoff game with a couple of friends from grad school and my friend Chris from JMU and his brother Enrique and Brandon. It was just great to see a DC sport win. And it was great to catch up with them as always. I really enjoy catching up with people from different phases of my life, like grad school or college, JMU. So it was really good, and we got that win. So hopefully the Wizards can finish out this series and knock the Hawks out and step up to the challenge for the playoffs, because it'd be great, to see them go pretty far. Hopefully, I like to see them go at least so far as the Eastern Conference Finals. That'd be amazing. I set a bar. I don't want to have like high hopes like we're going to win the NBA Finals or anything, but I like to see the Wizards go pretty far in the playoffs and see what they can do. And I'm going to finally answer the suggested topic that David McMorris sent to me a couple weeks ago. He said, "Philip, why don't you do a random ramblings on people that you would love to interview or talk to, dead or alive?" So I'm gonna just focus on people that are no longer here. Maybe just 3 people that like first come to my mind of people that I'd like to, if I had an opportunity to interview. One would be Martin Luther King. I've been, after Martin Luther King, his day, I randomly find myself still listening to some of his speeches that he gave. I love the way that he delivered his speeches. I love the way he talked. I don't just listen to his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. He has so many speeches and lectures, and it's just the way his message is conveyed is timeless. And I would love to just pick his brain about how, as a person that wants to learn and improve on public speaking, how did he train himself to do such? It was obvious that he was well-read, because a lot of times, well-read in not only the Bible, but just literature in general, because when you listen to him speak, he would just bring up Greek literature and Greek classics and philosophy and all those things into his speeches, and he would explain those different terms that he learned, like in Greek philosophy, to convey to everyday audience. And I thought that was really great that he would do that. And that's why his speeches are so timeless, because he could use literature and things to invoke his message. So that'd be one person. Another person would be Bruce Lee. He's my favorite martial artist, and he also studied philosophy, Chinese philosophy or other philosophies, and I love how he speaks as well. And when he was interviewed and things like that, he would say, like, I think one quote that I really liked from him was that you must become like water, in like no form but very powerful. I don't know, I'm probably misquoted that, but just his philosophy on life was very, very powerful in his way of training his body. Obviously I don't practice as much as training my body as Bruce Lee, but he's really someone else that I admire and look up to, and I would love to interview him if I could have someone that was dead. And lastly, I'd like I know this might sound generic, but I'd like to interview my grandfather. I said in a couple of videos he was a man of significance. He was a man that was really amazing. At the end of his life, as I slowly saw him deteriorate a little bit, I try to catch up, and I remember one time taking him out to breakfast, and I try to write down notes about his family and growing up in Florida, and I try to put it into ancestry.com, and he was living history. But if I really thought about it, how those times were fleeting, and I didn't have as much time with him, I think I would have done it again, but like just been more not systematic, but more organized in capturing some of his things that he talked to me about. Maybe recorded it or something like that on my phone, got some audio, really just wrote it down in paper, a little bit more organized, because he was just living history, and just his experiences in life were amazing. So those are 3 people that I would try to interview. And obviously I just limited to 3. I have so many people that I would interview if I had the opportunity to. And I think that one of the things I'm trying to train myself to do is read more books, because books are sometimes the opportunity to get those people's philosophies. If I'm never going to meet Bruce Lee, but you can read his literature. I'm never going to meet Martin Luther King, but I can listen to his speeches. Those are ways where you can feel like you can connect with that person even when they're gone, because their messages were documented. And I think as a historian, when I studied history, that's one of the things I love too about that, is that if you really want to, you can still connect to the past through literature and reading and books and audio and things like that. So that's my random rambling for today. Like I said, I hope everyone had a very nice Easter. My first podcast was well received, Positive Philter. And the second episode is coming up next with my guest speaker, Hillard McMorris, my #1 YouTube fan. And keep a lookout for that. Hopefully I can drop that soon this week. If you have any suggestions for random rambling topics or Positive Philter topics, please hit me up. I have a Twitter for Positive Philter, @positivefilter.com. And if you want to ask questions that hopefully maybe I can start recording some of the answers to those questions, hit up the hashtag AskPositiveFilter.com. Hopefully that could, be something that you can do too. But have a happy Monday. Attack the week. Love you all.